The associative property of addition follows from the term associate. So if we talk about you associating with people, it's really who you're grouped with. If I say you associate with really good people, you're in a good group of people. If you associate with really smart people, you're grouped with smart people. So when we talk about this associative property, we're talking about grouping, who you're actually grouped with within the problem. So how does that apply to our math? Well, let's take a look at our first type of a problem here. If I give you something like this, 5 plus 13 plus 7. Okay, so this is read as the quantity of 5 plus 13 plus 7. It means I'm going to take 5 plus 13 first, and then I'm going to add 7. Well, sometimes it's easier if we sort of regroup or we reorganize how we're going to add. So in a problem like this, using the associative property, I could rewrite this to look like this. I could regroup it so that the 13 and the 7 are together. Now, how's that going to help me? Well, 18 plus 7 is sometimes harder to add than if I was to do it this way, which it gives me 5 plus, well, what's 13 and 7? Well, that's just 20. And now I can add this and come up with a total of 25. Okay? A little bit easier. So here's that idea right here from here to here. That's where we're using the associative property of addition. We're saying I can regroup these numbers so that it's easier for me to come up with a solution. Alright, so let's try one that might be a little bit more user-friendly in terms of how we might use this for another type of problem. Let's look at problem number 2. So what if I gave you something that said, this time I would say simplify. Okay, and it might give me the group of, let's say, 8 plus 15. That quantity of 8 plus 15 plus, let's say, 5. Okay, well, if I do that, the way this works, it would turn out to be 8 plus 15, which is 23, and then 23 plus 5, which turns out to be 28. Sometimes a little harder for people to remember this idea of the 8 plus 15. Alright, well, let's apply the associative piece. Let's leave this here so you can kind of see it. So let's try this problem again, only now I'm going to use the associative property. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to regroup. I'm going to put these together into a new form. So it's going to really look like this. 8 plus, and here's my new associative idea. I'm going to regroup this to say 15 plus 5. Okay, well, when I do that, now I've got 8 plus, well, what's inside these parentheses now? Well, 15 and 5, that's 20. That's pretty easy. And now 20 plus 8 is easily found out to be 28. Same solution, just much easier by regrouping or moving numbers around using what we call the associative property. The ability to regroup into an easier set.